Cork, this is how we get excited for the show now. We have to go like this. Hey, everybody! Welcome to BetterQuest, the show about getting better and holding each other accountable. I am Ben Hanson from MinnMax. Thank you for being here. I'm joined by Jeff Cork. Welcome, Jeff Cork.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Really well. Not in the studio this time, but that's okay. No. You live like 40 minutes away from me, so we have to allow for such extravagant things.
Yeah. And I figure I'm going to go to your house in a few days anyway, so.
Yeah, you're coming over for Extra Life.
It's true.
Ow, ow, ow.
I'm very excited.
So, heads up, everybody. We are going to be streaming for 25 hours straight, starting at 8 a.m. Central on our YouTube channel, on Game Informer's YouTube channel, because we're crossing streams with those folks. It's going to be a 25-hour marathon for a children's hospital here in St. Paul, Minnesota. And if you donate any amount, Jeff Cork, I'm talking $1 little pity party donation. Oh, charity, I guess I could be bothered $1 wise. You're still in the running for a game code. Ben Reeves just added up how many game codes we have. It's something around 300. So we have a bunch of great game codes to give away for stuff like Resident Evil Village, Monster Hunter. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And so if you donate any amount, you're in the running for that. We're going to randomize it all out there. But then also the top of every hour, we have auctions. Jeff Cork, we have charity auctions. Finally some auctions. We have a bunch of Game Informer posters, like huge, like as tall as a house, that we're going to be auctioning off, so that should be a good time. We also have a bunch of collector's edition, that inside collector's edition, Cork. Do you remember that thing from I Am 8-Bit?
I think about it at least once a week.
It is horrific, but it's also worth a pretty penny. So we have a lot of great stuff like that. We're going to be auctioning off a cribbage board that my father made. We're also going to be joining forces with Easy Allies, those wonderful folks, and they're going to be auctioning off. This is a deep cut if you're a fan of Easy Allies, but auctioning off a voiceless Rufus, which is very exciting. Cork, I know maybe you haven't listened to every episode of the Easy Allies podcast, but this is a big deal.
I can't believe I've nibbled around everything but the voiceless
Rufus. So check it out, everybody. It's going to be on our YouTube channel this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so, Cork, I forget exactly when you're going to be on, but so the final third is going to be in the MinnMax studio, and that's going to be Leo Vader, Ben Reeves, and I holding down the fort, and then rotating through other people for some in-person shenanigans. Because I understand people are like, sick of this online crap. I'm sick of living through a Zoom window, Cork. This isn't living.
Thank you.
But anyways, Cork's going to be coming over in person to enjoy the festivities. What time are you coming over, Cork?
Yeah, 4 a.m.
4 a.m. I'm very excited. You know what I was thinking of, Cork? I know we have like the schedule posted. It's all at GameInformer.com/extra life. But I was streaming earlier today on Twitch. And I streamed just a little bit of that new Popeye game on Switch.
A new Popeye game?
There is a team out of England that, like, the last game I believe they released on the Switch was a calculator app. And they were given the Popeye license. And this game is...
King Features Syndicate let that go?
It is wild. I think it'd be a really fun, like, baddie late night stream. But anyways, tune into Extra Life. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. Real quick question, though.
Yeah.
You can't just... talk about Popeye with them.
I know you're a fan.
Are you control Popeye? Is it like an Earthworm Jim type where you use olive oil like a whip?
No. If I had to describe it, it's very interestingly 3D Pac-Man, except you're collecting hearts from olive oil, and then you're trying to get the spinach and stuff. Imagine like a 3D platformer level, but then you're playing Pac-Man in that, which is fun because the idea of Pac-Man, I just learned from the wonderful Video Game History Hour Foundation podcast, which is just, the podcast is called Video Game History Hour. But I learned from that the creator of Pac-Man was inspired by Popeye, of having like that moment when you get the pellet and then you're able to flip and attack the ghost. That was inspired by getting the spinach, and then Popeye doing his classic flip.
Yep. The battleship appears on his bicep. Look out.
That's right. Do you remember one time when you called me olive oil and then I win as olive oil for Halloween? Thank you for giving me that gift of a wonderful Halloween costume.
I really blew it. I could have, like, the sky's with a limit.
I know. By the way, this is BetterQuest, a show about getting better. We're going to set personal goals. We're going to recap our goals from last month. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for being here. You can unlock the podcast version of this show and also just help support the show in general by going to patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. The URL is right down wait, no. Hang on, Cork. The URL is right down there on the far side of the screen. So type that in. We'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate the support if you want to support the show or join the show, because in the MinnMax Discord, Cork, which you get access to if you support us at that $2 tier, there's a whole BetterQuest channel where people are throwing out good deeds. People are picking personal goals every single month and then completing those goals, updating each other in those goals, saying, rah, rah, you can do it. We're rooting for you, Steve. Go, Jessica, go. Those types of positive comments in there. And we go through and we find some of our favorites and then we call them up on this show. And so look forward to that in a little bit here. For example, she can't make the show, but last month we called Janet Garcia, MinnMax cohort, and her goal was to create like 40 or 60 TikToks.
Yes.
Throughout the month. She freaking did it.
Really?
She is a content machine. She is
brand built.
Done and done. Queen of TikTok.
You watch any of these TikToks?
I don't watch any of Janet's, no. My experience with TikTok is I just wait for Ronnie to send me funny ones because he's like obsessed with it. And then, and I'm always like amazed by how funny it is. But I never dive in there myself. But could I just play a TikTok for you?
I would love it.
Would you? Because honestly, it's our show. We can kind of do.
We can do whatever we want, man.
We can do whatever we want. Okay, hang on. There's a lot of obnoxious links. Okay, everybody. This is the audio of a TikTok sent by Ronnie. It's a bunch of guys in a car. Oh, hang on.
I can't hear it.
Is this good content yet? You would tell us if this is good content, right?
Yeah.
Oh, caught in a bed romance. Oh, caught in bed romance. Oh, caught in a bed romance.
They're just going around in a circle, and this one guy cannot do it. All right, it goes on for a long time with them trying to keep a straight face. You get the idea. It's TikTok, everybody. Okay, Cork, we had a community goal last month of the general goal was do something that scares you. So everybody was trying to come up with a goal of something that scared them, all that fun stuff. It was all over the place. And I realized that like I accidentally kind of contributed to the community goal as well last month. Because like last month I did Trivia Tower All-Stars, which is a really weird thing where it's like our trivia competition show, but we had like 24 people from around the game industry all competing and stuff. And you know that feeling where you don't know if something's going to work out, but you just act really fake confident about it and say like, oh, no, it's going to be great. Like, hey, all these people I've looked up to for a long time in the game industry, you should absolutely go out of your way to do this thing. It's going to be awesome. But then there's also like a bunch of tech moving parts and content moving parts that are just not there at all. You know that thing? Yes. That's what that was. And so it was strangely unnerving. I was realizing before that, like, oh, I'm actually genuinely terrified of this. Because like if it flops or something goes wrong, I'm not going to be embarrassed by like one industry idol. It's like 24 people from the game industry. I'd be nervous to talk to one of them, but it's all of them just staring directly at me. And somehow it worked out well and everybody had a good time. It seems like the community really dug it. But I was realizing like, oh yeah, this is a good tackling your fear thing, is just looking into a, just mega screen of everybody ready to judge you. And somehow they probably judge me just for being a weirdo, but that's best case scenario.
It worked out though.
Yeah. Hey, it all worked out, man.
It all worked out.
Did you do anything scary?
So did you learn anything? Like, is this something you'd like to do in the future?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know what the right ratio is for it. Maybe every 6 months or something like that. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun.
Because I know that, like, we hoping, like, I know talking to you, you were hoping for a better caliber of like guests. So maybe this was a good proof of concept. You were kind of complaining about the people that were appearing on it, like just the general.
That's not
caliber.
true. That's not true. We were very happy with Alex Navarro. He's great. We weren't shooting for Vinny and got bumped down. I swear. Yeah, the secret pain of that entire show and like that entire week, because it was like our big anniversary week at MinnMax was going on there. Is I got freaking COVID, Jeff Cork.
Oh no!
And so for Trivia Tower All Stars, I was maybe like 1 day past peak COVID sickness. And so it's such a weird feeling just to be like, well, time to rally no matter what. Like, I'm not going to call this off, or I'm not going to start the show by being like, just so you all know, I feel horrific right now.
Oh no.
That was really
bad.
bad.
Not the worst part of it. The worst part of it for me was you were like, I've got COVID. And then I was doing the math thinking, could I have been exposed? And then right around that same time, I got what ended up being like the flu and like the worst version that I've ever had.
Yeah.
So then like I got COVID tested and fortunately everything was negative, but like everyone in my house got like super sick.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. The end.
That's so weird. Yeah. It's a weird thing. Obviously I was vaccinated. Everybody out there, please get vaccinated. But we got invited to like a neighbor's Halloween party in early October. And like on their big flyer, they're like, hey, come on by, vaccine required party. And it's like, well, this seems pretty good. What could go wrong? But that's the only place I was out and about. Like there's no other logical place. So yeah, it turns out you're not safe anywhere.
No.
Hey, let's see, Jeff Cork.
Goes through the air.
Yeah, it is literally flying through the air. What's going on with you, man? How's your Halloween?
It was really fun.
Yeah? What was it like?
Yeah. My oldest, he dressed up like Little Mac from...
We can probably guess what Cork was going to say.
So he had like the pink tracksuit. No, I was not riding a tiny bicycle in a very...
Hang on.
Problematic but well-intentioned way.
Your screen is freezing so much, but all the jokes are kind of still getting out there.
Wait a second, what's going on?
No, you're good. You're freaking gold. It was just pausing at weird times in there. Oh, that's fun. Okay, Little Mac, that's a good one. Did people recognize him, or is everyone like, Mr. Smash Brothers, nice to see you?
Nope, they were just...
Well, Cork will be missed.
Oh, a boxer. Okay. I think the first impulse was, oh, you're too old to be doing this. And then it was, oh, a boxer. Yep.
That's beautiful. Hey, Cork, I know we're doing this live, but if there's any other like apps or drains on your internet, if you could just close those, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else open. Let me try.
It's fine. It's only when you're talking, so it's not a big deal. All right. Should we?
Oh, good. I'll just a sec.
Oh, I also this wasn't a goal, but it was on my list of goals.
Oh, Zoom appears to be taking a lot of my resources.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, you'll want to go ahead and kill that. Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
It wasn't on my goal list or anything, but I have a really stupid stomach, like a constantly upset stomach or whatever. And for like years now, my father in particular has really been screaming about like, go to the doctor, you idiot. I'm like, they're not going to say anything. Times I've actually been helped by a doctor are very low, but I went to some stomach doctor. And
gastroenterologist?
Some would say, yeah. The rumors are leading me to believe that. Have you ever heard of FODMAPs?
FODMAPs?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's an acronym for fermentable oligodemonosaccharides and polyols. But yeah, I visited the doctor, like saying, hey, my stomach's upset all the time. He's like, oh yeah, you can't have FODMAP food, which is what these are, which is like highly upsettable food. And then you look at a list of FODMAP food, it is everything. It's like cauliflower, wheat. Honestly, it's down to like chicken, broccoli, and turkey. It's like, it's really, so I'm trying to do this for a month and it's surprisingly tough. And apparently you keep losing weight, which is interesting. And so we'll see how that goes. That could have been my goal, really, is just like stick to this bizarre FODMAP diet, but it's brutal, dude.
So is this just to rule that out?
So then the idea is now at the end of a month, I start layering in different foods and see what's a triggering thing. But the secret, a little bit like Hulk, is my stomach's always angry. Like it hasn't really helped in any way. So it's like, I don't know what the point of all this suffering is.
Yeah.
But, so when you come over for Extra Life, you can look forward to eating carrots as the big meal in the middle of the night. So hope you're excited.
Yeah. And if it smells like broccoli farts, it's a coincidence.
That's right. That's actually the new air freshener we got in the MinnMax studio. Cork, okay, your goal for last month, if I do recall, this is an interesting one, was finally build out jeffcork.com and write out a long, funny story. Okay. Now
that.
Yeah, I'm going to just, before you say anything, I'm going to go to jeffcork.com and hit enter. Yeah, this seems to be a template GoDaddy site, sir.
Well, I just need to push this button on my... Oh, no.
What happened?
It's not working.
Oh, Cork, I mean, I don't want to say you should be panicking, but just start reciting the president so people will be impressed again.
Adams, Washington, Buchanan, I believe. Yeah.
What happened?
This was a classic tale of hubris, my friend. The website thing, I realized almost immediately that I should have scoped this project out a little better.
Interesting.
Because you can't just build a website. You have to have stuff that goes on the website.
I don't know about that. You could have a site that just says, I'm Jeff Cork. This is what I do. Here's my email address. Ta-da! Right?
Oh, give me 10 minutes, then I'll knock this one out of the park. I think what happened is I had in my mind what I want this to be.
Yeah.
Is much more elaborate than that, but not like unreasonably so. So I kind of, So I blew that.
You blew it.
I blew it.
Oh, that's a bummer, Cork.
It was a tremendous bummer.
Yeah. What went wrong? What weren't you motivated about?
I think it was equal parts just kind of choice paralysis, because there's just a lot of like, well, what I would probably use a template. I don't want to get an HTML book. Well, what template's the best? Do I want to have this feature? Do I want that? I just got completely overwhelmed. And like I said, I think a lot of it too was just a case of just a gigantic scope that. Yeah.
Sure. Well, what happened with writing out a long, funny story?
Well, funny story about that is I have it outlined and I think I have it cracked, but I think there might be a problem in that this story is too complicated.
What is the story about?
That's the problem. If I even start to tell you about it, it'll become very quickly this meandering nightmare.
Give me high level.
High level. Went to an event. Yes. Became intoxicated. Missed a train. Met up with this random stranger and had an amazing night.
Are you just talking about that time that you watched Before Sunrise?
Well, it was a man, and it was just a completely wonderful platonic relationship that we had, and it was in Japan. Does that make it more interesting?
I guess so. So it's about an unexpected bonding moment in Japan.
Yes. But the problem is, like, I was there, so I know how interesting and weird it was, but I'm having a hard time. Also, the hardest part is, like, what are you shaking your head for?
This is so disappointing.
You have no idea.
You let me down.
I've been harboring this disappointment for a while.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you going to try and do this in the future?
I am. I think I've got an outline that's okay, but it's honestly, this has been a lot harder than, like, this specific one has been a lot harder than I imagined. It's just a style of writing that I don't ever do. Right. So I've definitely have like a voice for reviews and previews and features and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This, I'm struggling with a tone where I don't want it to seem as though I'm constantly elbowing the reader in the ribs.
Because it's so funny.
Get a load of this.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
Your nightmare is, God bless him, but I remember I remember you're obsessed with Richard Feynman's Surely You're Joking, which is a memoir that I love. And then you're like, just like that writing style is when you're writing about your life, it's always, as you put it, and then I destroyed the room with a perfectly timed quip.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. So you're trying to be cool, but not too cool while writing this.
I think I'm not even concerned about being cool.
Okay.
I think I just want it to be like fun and interesting.
Okay.
And like a lot of that is honestly, it's the same issue that I had with the website, where it's kind of like there are a lot of details that I think are interesting, and it's just trying to figure out like what is critical to the story,
right?
What is unnecessary detail that just bogs it down.
You're an editor at heart, dude. Even when it comes to website design, you got to carry that logic over.
Yeah, it's just a slightly different brush.
Right.
I'm still not
all right
accustomed to wielding.
That's fine.
It's not fine. I feel terrible.
Well, I'll join you in hell, Cork. So my goal was watch 1 hour of Twitch every week, which sounds like eat too much ice cream, no eat, or something like that. I understand that. But I don't really watch a lot of Twitch. And do pull-ups and push-ups every day. I don't think I can count it. Now, to be fair, I did have 2 weeks where I was very sick from COVID. So the idea of waking up and doing push-ups sounded like a nightmare. But that was probably prime Twitch time, and I really didn't do it. Not Twitch prime time, which is something else entirely.
Right.
But first realization, Cork, every day where I wasn't sick, I've been doing push-ups and pull-ups, and honestly, I feel really good. And so, hey, do those, everybody. I recommend it. But I was shocked, and this is some real dad stuff, but I was shocked that, like, there's no Twitch app on smart TVs. How's that possible? It just seems like it's a layup. You know, they're shoving Pluto TV down your throat, but it's like, Twitch is not baked into the TV? That seems wild, right?
Yeah, it's on all the consoles, right?
Right. Yeah, so maybe I was missing it, but at least on my TV, I didn't see it there. But I did watch more Twitch this month than I did any other month. Like, I couldn't sleep one night. I forget why, what was going on. And so it was kind of fun. I went up and said, what's going on Twitch? And it was like Kyle Bossman, dear friend of the show, competitor in Trivia Tower All-Stars. And it was him live on Twitch beating the final boss of Metroid Dread, which I had just done in a COVID haze, and it was brutal. But like watching him go through the trials and tribulations and finish that, it was surprisingly fun. And I was just amazed at how good he was at reading chat in the middle of this very intense fight. Like, that is just a Twitch skill that maybe I feel like I'm okay at reading chat. Then I look at some of these pro Twitch streamers, if you can call Kyle Bossman that, which I will. It's absurd. It's like they're barely glancing away and they're absorbing seemingly everything happening in chat.
There is a guy that I've watched who plays like super insane, like user-made charts for like a Guitar Hero game. Okay. I can't remember what's the user-created one that's on PC. No, I don't know. Anyway, he plays like these, like people will say, well, try this. And it's insane. It's just like a wall of notes. And he's playing that, like sight playing it while engaging people on chat.
Wow.
And he's just like, I don't understand how people can do that.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling stuff. But then I also watched a little bit of a Age of Empires 4 streamer named Give You Anxiety. Just cool, classy name. But he's very good at Age of Empires 4, so it's a nice reminder that as I hit my plateau in Age of Empires 4, it's like, oh yeah, you just gotta watch these Twitch streamers because they know the secrets. The secret is have a faster, smarter brain. That's how you make magic happen, baby.
Make good plays.
That's right. So I also let the world down really with this month. It was a rough one for me, so I apologize. The Movie Planet is watching us live and says, wait, is this usually live? No, not normally Movie Planet. Normally it's Backstage Pass, but we decided to do this episode live for everybody, but you can still unlock the podcast version over on Patreon. So I hope you have thoughts on this new style. Hey, Cork, do you remember last month we called up Nubbyy from the community, from the big Discord, because he had the greatest goal of all time last month, which was to record a Halloween song.
Yes.
Yeah. He finished the Halloween song, which he calls Haunted Bits. You want to just like sit back and relax and listen to this for a bit with me?
Absolutely.
Okay. It might be a long one, but you know what?
We're gonna get copyright strike on this, I bet. This is a trick.
Hell yeah. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hang on. Quick refresh of the page, and then let's try jumping in.
The minecart's going a little faster.
The new Monster Mash in my mind. Every Halloween, I just want to blast this. You'll enjoy
That's
the very
good
end.
stuff.
You'll enjoy the end here, Cork.
Uh-oh.
Oh, unless. Okay. Hang on.
Perfect.
That's us, Cork. That's us laughing.
It's us.
There's a link below, everybody. Thanks to Nubbyy in the community for knocking it out of the park on that one. And while we're in a musical mood, Cork, why don't you let the people know how the entire soundtrack from Grease goes?
Oh, we can't sing those songs anymore.
Oh, okay.
They're really gross if you listen to the words.
Interesting. Hello, Rumhams.
Hey, is this working?
Hey, it is working. Welcome, Rumhams. You're on the show with Jeff Cork.
Sweet.
Welcome. You had maybe the most impressive post in the BetterQuest channel this month, Cork.
Yes, sir.
I'll send this over to you on Slack. But Rumhams, you decided to make a guitar?
Yeah.
From scratch? Or how do you get into this?
I've played for a good while, and so it was something that I had kind of toyed around with as far as like what the logistics would look like of trying to do something like that, like start a project up like this. I don't know. I started kind of getting a materials list, and then there's some like really great resources, just like on YouTube and other things, where you can get a really, really like dummy proof, step by step. So from there.
That's awesome. What was the hardest part about making a guitar then? That seems nuts.
Within like like through the steps, as you're kind of like getting your materials together, really the barrier to entry is the like hardest part. There's a lot of tools that you have to kind of accrue. So as you're moving through things, there were several times where I realized, well, I don't have this and I don't have that, and kind of going from there. And really following some of these tutorials, you can surprising how you can do it without very much knowledge, as far as like woodworking goes.
Really? Like you didn't have that much knowledge going in?
No. I mean, I knew my way around a guitar pretty well. And I've taken apart stuff that I've purchased and put stuff back together as far as that goes. And I've always kind of messed around with like always doing like maintenance and stuff on things I've owned prior to this. So it helped kind of knowing individual parts and having an idea of what I needed to get. But you can look up, I mean, anything, like every step you can find a million, videos, forums, stuff like that.
That's amazing. Here, I'll try and add it to the so people can see it. How did you? What's your history with BetterQuest or MinnMax in general? How long have you been listening, man?
I think similar to a lot of people. I think I listened to the Game Informer podcast a while back and kind of just followed along as far as like when all the stuff happened that led a lot of people leaving. Doing different things, and I just noticed that you had kind of done your own thing, and so just jumped over from there, and so I've been listening since then.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
So I want to talk about the finish of this guitar real quick.
Yes,
Can you walk me through that? Is it just like a veneer that you applied? Or
so this there's a lot of different ways you can do. The finish itself isn't a veneer, so the guitar actually does have a veneer glued on top. But in the case of like guitars, like as far as this one goes, anyways, the veneer is actually like it's like a 1/4 inch thick piece of quilted maple, and so the veneer, being the wood itself, has all that texture to it. The grain in quilted maple is what gives it that crazy appearance. And then you can stain that. You can do like differential stains where basically like to get a high contrast, you can stain it dark at first, sand it back, and then stain it with a secondary color, and it gives you like a two-tone effect. And so I actually used like there's a company called Angelus that that produces like leather dyes for shoes and belts and stuff, and they have a bunch of colors. But it works well as long as you keep the solvents the same. So like there's alcohol and water-based stains, and if you keep that consistent, you can stain the wood itself with those dyes, let it dry, and then you can apply like any kind of sealer over the top, anything that you would use on stuff outside, like deck sealer, stuff like that, sanding sealer.
Did you, were you worried that after all this work, you're going to get it all together and then strum and it was like, it's just not going to work in any way? Did you ever worry about that, man?
Yeah, for sure. So this is the second one that I've made. There was a lot of trial runs ahead. So I did one before this, and it turned out all right. I got pretty close to the end, but I didn't actually put electronics in it because there were some things I wanted to kind of like iterate on, and there's still stuff that I want to iterate on as far as like moving forward. But there is it's kind of like, it's standing on the shoulder of giants. Basically, you can look into like the stats of companies, anywhere from like PRS to Fender to Gibson, and you can take some of their math basically and apply it, and it pretty much will get you where you need to go as long as you're measuring out correctly. Yeah. And so that stuff's pretty tried and true, but I kind of use that as a guide.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations, Rumhams. Mission accomplished.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's cool looking.
Is there anything you want from the future of MinnMax here?
Nothing different than what you guys are doing.
Nothing different.
Entertaining. Yeah, no, I enjoy just kind of it. I have a couple podcasts that I listen to regularly, and they all kind of post on different days of the week, so it works well for me. Y'all just keep doing whatever.
Sweet, cool. Thanks so much, Rumhams. Take care.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye. Oh, looks like we have a special guest after all. It was Rumhams, champion of the people. Hang on. Let's see if this person picks up the phone. False alarm. Not quite special enough right now, but they'll be back. My God, Cork, they'll be back. Now, next caller. This is an interesting, ambitious one. I don't know how this person's going to pull it off. Hello, Shipwright.
Hey, Ben. How's it going?
Hey, really well, really well. All right, you had a lot of goals here. I am fascinated by one of your goals, which is get the most kick-ass Christmas gift for my wife.
Ooh.
Yes.
What does that entail? What's your strategy
That's a good one.
here?
Yeah, well, it kind of hit my radar a bit because my wife, okay, so setting some table stakes a little bit. So she, love her dearly, but she is notorious for being just the greatest gifter in the world.
You're setting it up for tearing her down, but this is just a double layer compliment. I love her dearly, but she is very good looking.
Indeed. And the past like 2 years, especially her like Christmas gifts to myself have been just completely knocking it out of the park. So
Ooh, really? What level?
yeah.
What type of stuff?
Well, I'll tell you. So a couple of years ago, we went to visit her brother who lives in New York for Thanksgiving. And when we were over there, she surprised me with my Christmas gift, which I had no idea, was she got us tickets to see my favorite musical, Phantom of the Opera, on Broadway. And last year, she surprised me because, and first, I'll set this up. She isn't really much of a gamer at all, whereas I super am. But she tried last year for months, unbeknownst to me, to try and get me a PS5.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And she went as far as like to create a Twitter account just so she could follow Wario64 and get alerts from him.
That's amazing. That's so sweet.
Yeah. And she eventually relented, and then we joined forces. We're able to accomplish it, thankfully, somehow.
Nice.
But she also then surprised me and got me a Nintendo Switch.
Wow. I guess you could say she thinks of you fondly when you're not around. And other such songs from Phantom of the Opera that I vaguely recall.
Wait,
Former
Ben, was that you
favorite
at the
musical. Exposure therapy. No, I don't like it anymore.
Cork, how many Phantom of the Opera songs can you not sing, but like list? What are the hits?
Honestly, none. I don't think anymore.
There's the one where he goes, I am here inside the halls, and I'm coming for you. What are the other big hits from Phantom of the Opera, Shipwright?
Well, there's the one that we actually played this during our wedding last year, with the All I Ask of You song.
Ooh, how does that one go? And I don't want to make you sing it, but sing how it goes, please.
Well, now you put me on the spot.
I know, it's impossible. It's impossible. I'm sorry, I won't torture
There's a little
you.
something like this. Tell me more. Tell me. Wait, I can't do
No,
that.
Cork, stop.
Stop.
Okay. So Shipwright, what is the strategy then? Cork, will you stop talking about Phantom of the Opera? What is the strategy, Shipwright, for how you're gonna one up your wife, gift wise?
Sure. So it's kind of a multi-layered strategy. So what she appreciates most is usually experiences. So like being able to go on trips, things we can do together rather than just like practical, like material gifts, things like that.
Yeah.
But one thing we've also really love to do together now is in addition to getting married last year, we also bought a house. So we're first-time homeowners and have been doing DIY projects, basically doing home renovations this entire time. So, and she really loves it.
Yeah.
So, basically, what I'm going to do is the first gift I'm getting her is earlier this May we were finally able to go on our honeymoon to Costa Rica.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, which is this nice secluded kind of lodge we went to that overlooks this big beach. It was gorgeous. So one thing that I've heard her comment over the past year or so in our new home was that when we accumulated like furniture and stuff like that, we don't really have anything to put on our walls because we don't really have art.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I found this company through a mutual friend who makes
Wario
like
64.
metal prints. Yes, Wario 64. He reached out to me personally. Your wife is amazing. But does like metal printouts for pictures, and portraits,
cool. Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
So, and this mutual friend is a photographer, so I trusted their opinion on this because for metal printouts, much more than like canvas and stuff like that, it really retains the color over time, so the colors can pop. So, I am blowing out a huge kind of metal imprint of the view we had from um, our lodge we're at overlooking the beach.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome. That's going to be great. And it's cool looking quality with the metal there.
yeah, I haven't ordered it yet because it would get here and I would try and have to figure out a place to hide it for the next
right,
month.
Right.
So, and I looked it up. It takes about a couple weeks to make and stuff like that. So,
interesting.
I'm giving myself a little room so I can squirrel it away and hide.
I love that. That sounds great. I
would be terrified to sit underneath that because I would think the whole time it's gonna like lose its mounting and it's gonna hit me like the pendulum from the Pit and the Pendulum.
Yeah, or like if you're sitting just right, it might come and like slice off half your face. You have to wear a mask for God's sake.
Yeah,
what a nightmare.
It's almost a ploy to become the Phantom, so I could just wear the mask.
And I am the Phantom. We actually did a similar thing where we just got engaged. Hold for applause. But it was like a beautiful sunset, and I had the presence of mind, Cork, of like, I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures of this beautiful sunset. And then my girlfriend, fiance, had the wonderful idea of, we took one of those pictures of just the sunset, and we got a huge matte print of it, and it's like over our bed, and it's like it's a really nice, like, subtle way of like, oh, we know there's like the cool story, but if you just walk in, you would just, for all those people walking into our bedroom, you would just see like, oh, it's just like a beautiful looking sunset that you would buy at like a Target or something. Ooh, yeah. Shipwright just sent me the photo.
Yeah, let's see.
Unbelievable. This is a complicated way to go here, Cork. I guess I'll send it.
All right.
Okay, I'll send it to you first, and then I like all this effort just to see this one photo, and then it looks like this, everybody. Boink, 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 boink. You get the idea. That's awesome. Well, hey, Shipwright, best of luck, and congrats on seemingly having a good one-upsmanship relationship with the wife.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hopefully this skits are good this year, and I think it will.
All right.
I would highly recommend. I'm going to be a little nitpicky just for your sake, though, because this will drive you crazy otherwise. Upper left corner, there's a little bit of something there.
Crop that out. Great call, Cork.
Oh my God, you're totally right. Thank you.
Life saver.
You would have broken it otherwise.
Yeah. Right. It's unusable. We all agree. Cool. All right, Shipwright, thanks so much for the support. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
And now it's time for this mystery caller who said, I will never be on this show again. And then I said, nay, you will. Hello, Janet Garcia. Welcome.
What?
Hi, how's it going?
Really well. I didn't think you were calling in. I already told your beautiful TikTok story.
Oh, hi. Well, I'm here.
All right. Okay. Give us the journey. How did you crank out 40 or 60 TikToks, which was your goal?
It was 40.
All right. 40 is still, that's like over one a day.
Honestly, I worked on it a little bit more than usual at the front end. That is TikTok. My phone's really old.
We cannot play TikToks on this show.
Any second now it'll end. Okay. Because I was opening to look at my cadence. I started off a little more consistent than I normally do at the beginning of the month, which helped a lot. And then I just tried to turn everything I could into TikTok. So I spent a lot of time like replying to comments with like, you can do video replies on the platform. So that was a big source.
Okay, that's good.
At the very end, I was like, oh my God, I need like when I got down to the last week, I'm like, okay, I need to average like almost 3 a day to catch up.
Yeah.
And then I at one point I needed like 5 more. So I just went on Twitter and I'm like, literally, please ask me anything you possibly can about games. And I'll just screenshot it and be like, someone asked me this. This is me answering. And that's how I finished it off.
That's perfect. This is kind of the ultimate internet question of this era, but what did you get out of it? What's the end result after all that hustling?
Oh my God, are we supposed to get stuff out of things?
I think so.
I've been doing my whole career has been
there needs to be something on the other side.
I did get like a pretty good follower increase. I think I gained like 100 followers
all
or something,
there
but I kind of gained that amount like the month before, and I did like slightly less work. But I feel like I got a little bit better at trying to turn things into content, and then also at replying to comments. And then one thing I kind of saw just like anecdotally, or what is it, quantitatively, right? Not numbers.
Yeah.
Was just that like I think I'm kind of getting a little bit more to some of my existing audience that's on that platform already, because I did have a few people say like, hey, I was like, oh, this person looks familiar. Oh, you're from Kind of Funny, or you're from like this thing. And so that was kind of cool seeing people that know me on other platforms organically find me on there through my content.
Oh, that is cool. That's awesome. So what's the cadence in the future? You feel like you're going to keep this up?
Oh my God. I want to increase it because this is 40 is still not very many. Like ideally you'd be posting 3 times a day, which is like, what is that? 5, 3, 15, 15, 30, 60 times a month minimum.
Sure.
That's if you do like a 5-day a week, because I usually try to like give myself some days off from posting things. I'd like to do that. We'll see. I might actually get my brother to help me out. I might pay him to give me a little bit of a hand because he's really good at doing TikToks. His handle's at Lakers Takes on TikTok, and he has like way more followers than me. He does lives really consistently. It's like the only platform where he finally has surpassed me on a place. So I feel like he has a really good vision for that. And he's constantly telling me, oh, you should make that into a TikTok. You should do that. I'm like, yeah, I should. And I just don't want to. So I might work with him and try to give that extra push and see like, what can we max this out, you know?
Yeah. Find the ultimate limit of TikTok. Hey, do you know, this is really dumb old person stuff, and I apologize, but somebody
not that you're only 6 years old.
I know, but still, I feel old saying this. But somebody messaged me the other day, and they're like, "Hey, here's how you're blowing it with MinnMax," which is my favorite kind of message. I feel like there's always enlightening things, genuinely. Someone's like, "You're blowing it by not doing YouTube Shorts," and I was like, "That seems dumb. I don't really know what that is or how to do it." And they showed me stats of like, yeah, my kids started doing it, and their subscriber count like tripled. Or something absurd. Like, are your kids really into YouTube Shorts, Cork?
I don't know if they're really into TikTok.
Okay.
I don't know if YouTube Shorts have really gained traction because they're just always on that. I don't think
so. And like, it's weird. Like, you make them just by uploading a small video and then adding hashtag shorts. Like, Janet, do you know anything about YouTube Shorts? Is this a waste of time?
Very vaguely. I think everything is worth exploring because you'd never know what's going to be the thing that's going to pop off. Like TikTok wasn't TikTok until it was. And I think one thing I'm trying to get better at, because I have so much stuff, and like, you know this because like you run MinnMax, which is like a freaking empire of content. There's so much content already made. You could not make anything new and just take stuff from existing stuff, even like screenshots for like Instagram, you know, video clip, and like you'd have like such a wealth of content if you could just take the stuff you already have, which this is me also talking to myself. Like, I literally am on, what is it? I do 3 podcasts at minimum a week, and I have almost none of my podcast content clipped out anywhere because I'm like wasting my time. So
that's the secret.
You totally could use that.
Yeah, that's a good call. Well, hey, Janet, thanks for calling in. If people want to follow these dastardly TikToks, where should they go?
At Game Onysus, that's Game ONYSUS. It's also my handle on literally every platform. If you're somewhere and I'm not there, tell me what it is and I'll sign up.
Jesus Christ, that's a threat. All right, cool. Thanks so much, Janet. Have a good night.
Bye. Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.
So remember, the reason that you're not clipping out footage of yourself, Hanson, is not. It's because you don't have the time, not because you loathe yourself to a point where you don't even want to look at yourself and clip out little pieces of yourself.
Right. And the reason that you're not building out the website, is because jeffcork.com would just take too much time. Not that you'd have to take a big, cute photo of yourself and put it up top. And you look okay.
Where to begin? Again, scope. Which cute photo of myself?
Hello, Wawa.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, Wawa.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So your goal, Wawa, was to stretch 15 to 20 minutes per day, which is
holy cow,
a lovely, I think, doable goal. What is the stretching impulse from you? Why do you want to get so good at stretching?
Well, like, I've realized that I'm not as flexible as I was in high school.
Sure.
And when I do my workouts and stretches, I'm like, oh, I can't really do this anymore. And like, I'm getting a bit older and I'm approaching my 30s and I want to still be able to touch my toes when I'm older.
Okay, so that's interesting. So like, just keep up the pace with always being able to touch your toes, no matter what age you are. You'll be 95, and if you can't touch your toes, It's time to just walk into the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got it. So is this for November or this was October's goal?
This was for October, and my long-term goal is to do the splits eventually.
Have you ever been able to do the splits?
No, I have not, but my niece and nephew can each do the splits, and I'm thinking like, okay, if I'm related to them, I can probably do it too. And I know there are plenty of people who later in life are able to achieve things that they never could. So I just want to try it.
Cork, I mean, we're all for rooting people on. Do you think it's possible to learn to do the splits later in life?
Are you like, for me? I don't think I could do it.
Somebody like a Wawa, for example.
Oh, Wawa type? Absolutely.
Okay, really?
Yeah. Build up to it. Yeah.
Do you think women are inherently more flexible than men?
I don't know.
I don't know exactly how that works either. I don't know. I'm terrible.
I'm not too sure, but I think men don't try to like stretch or become flexible because they're more into like, getting buff generally. And then like, I don't know. I'm not trying to generalize anything, but
no,
I think you're absolutely right. Like, because like I know my youngest son takes a bunch of circus classes, so I see him. He's always doing cartwheels and like roundups, and he's trying to get to a point where he could do the splits also. But I think that's just something that like I'm gonna get on a soapbox. I think we don't like push like boys into doing that kind of stuff with their bodies. So I think that I bet a lot more kids could do the splits, boys and girls, if you like were like pushed that way, I suppose.
Like I said, my nephew can also do the splits,
right?
But like he and his sister were both kind of born with it, and if you keep practicing, you'll be able to do it later in life. But if you don't practice, you'll lose the ability.
Yeah. Cork. So I mean, is your kid super flexible since they're in the? Which sounds like a joke that your kid's in circus classes, but he loves
he's totally in
circus.
Stuff. Yeah. He's pretty flexible for sure.
That's very impressive. Well, Wawa, best of luck on your big mission, heading right towards Split Alley.
I know you're trying to play her out, but I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you like, your ultimate goal is doing the splits? Is that something that you're just gonna like incrementally like just keep pushing it a little bit over time, or is there like is there like a resource where it's like this is how to teach yourself?
I do my stretches that like prep me for the splits, and then about once or twice a week I will actually attempt it, and like I notice each time I get a little lower, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to it seems terrifying. I've never come close to doing this, but it is an interesting goal. Like I'm still struggling just to get barely past my knees when trying to touch my toes, but I try and stretch every morning. I don't know how much of a difference it's making, but it's always weird because you don't know like how hard to push yourself with stretching. It's like, can you stretch too much? I don't know.
You can stretch too much that like you might hurt yourself. So like for the splits, it's good to prep first to do like certain stretches that makes you more relaxed, and then you get to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey Wawa, thanks for calling in. Is there anything you want from the future of MinnMax?
More Min snacks.
Okay.
More House Hunter Rise.
Yep. Okay, that's coming in later in November. It's returning. We hit our Patreon goal, so it's happening.
Yay!
Cool. Thanks so much, Wawa. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. We also have Clemens, who's going to write the first draft of a game design document. Go, Clemens, go. Wigsphere, who managed to pull off the Frightfall Art Challenge and drew 31 spooky drawings throughout October, which is very impressive. Then Sincerely Eric in November. He's going to learn sign language and wants to say 3 random sentences and how to introduce himself. That's interesting. DJ Tommy Pizza is going to go vegetarian for the month of November. Godspeed. Justin Snugglebus is going to get a stamp for every day in November on Brain Age Devilish Training. Is there a new Brain Age out that I completely missed?
It doesn't sound appropriate.
It doesn't at all. Yeah. Steve L is going to go from, he's going to lose a couple pounds this month. And also the goal is don't sell any cryptocurrency. That's interesting. Let's see. Community goal for month of November. People are saying like, I think it would help to be more specific. So community goal here, if you're looking to get better in the month of November and you're looking for a layup, some area to start. It is the big National Novel Writing Month. So it's not that you need to write a novel, but as a community goal, how about everybody tries to write something? Like a long-form funny story, Jeff Cork, for example. No, just get out there and write something. If you've had any writing goals in your life, let's all try and tackle that this month. And you can head into the Discord, the BetterQuest channel there, and then add your goal to the spreadsheet for super encouragement. Sorry for even mentioning writing, Cork. I knew it would destroy you. Okay.
I own it. I blew it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently the Devilish Training is the 3DS one. That's interesting. All right, Cork. Time for new goals. What are you thinking?
True.
What are you thinking for this month, man?
Well, first I want to make a quick observation.
Yes, sir.
I think that it's interesting just since we've been started doing BetterQuest, just like a mindset shift that I've noticed. I don't know if you have a similar thing where I'm like, this happened to me last week where I'm just thinking about what would be a good goal.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, maybe I should do this. And then I realized like, that doesn't have to be a goal for a thing.
Yes.
I could just do this. So like, for instance, I was like, boy, I really want to respond to this email the way that I feel, but I should just sit on it. Maybe that would be a good goal, is to like go for a walk before sending a heated email. That'd be a good goal. I'm like, what, you idiot? Just go for a walk. You don't have to,
for
like,
1 month
stuff.
only, I'm not going to be a jackass.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think I've just like been working, just generally speaking, on being more patient kind of throughout my life.
Yeah.
It seems like it's working. But specifically for this next month, my goal, I think this is kind of playing off of something that you were thinking about suggesting that I do before giving me the presidential detail.
Right.
I think I'm going to see if I can have fun day with each of my kids separately.
Yes.
And not necessarily like the I won't say no to anything, but more of a let's just go on an adventure and do some cool stuff together.
What level of fun thing? Are you talking let's go whitewater rafting? Or let's go what are we looking at?
It's too cold.
Oh, yeah, it's a tough month. November in Minnesota. What can you do?
Yeah. We could find something to do though. Just get out of the house and explore, do something, whether it's I know the youngest likes to play mini golf. So that might be a fun thing to do, or go bowling or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bowling. That seems perfect. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. How much fun have you had on a fun scale of 1 to 10 bowling in your life? What's maximum number?
Maximum amount of fun I've had is probably mid to high 8s.
Really?
Say.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere between the 7-2 split, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, no. The 7-2 split.
That's good, Cork. That's good. I hope your kids have fun with you and everybody learns to love each other.
Yeah.
When is the last time your kids told you that they loved you?
Not in response.
Right. Ooh, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's kind of like the relationship we have with that phrase is one of the adults will say it and they'll say, I love you too. But,
right. But they're pretty good about the retort.
Oh yeah. Always. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. Here's the weird thing about doing this live is if anybody has an idea for a goal for me in the month of November, throw it out now.
He has to do it.
I have to do every one that people volunteer. No, I just thought it'd be a waste. And Cork, it's not that I haven't thought of a great goal. I have one in my keister here. But just throw out a goal, and we'll see what we can find here. If anybody has a brilliant idea for the month of November, because I've been debating a couple different options. Some I was like, the writing thing. Yeah, maybe there's something there. I've wanted to write down more Game Informer memories, but
yeah.
I'm kind of in the camp of to what end? What am I going to? I don't want to write a book. I can't even write a video essay without pulling my eyeballs out of their sockets because it's so boring.
Someone said Hanson should go on a date night with Cork's kids. That's not.
Well, come on. This is ridiculous. Human chat for nice people. Sheesh. All right. So what I was thinking, unless anybody has a better idea in the chat, please volley it out now. I was thinking back in the day in college, I knew how to do stuff. I knew how to use After Effects. I animated several videos in After Effects, Adobe's After Effects, and I really haven't used it since. So since 2009,
It's a dinosaur movie that you made?
Dinosaur movie.
Have I just created another elaborate backstory for you?
I probably animated
some
dinosaurs.
Stop motion thing? I don't know.
Stop motion dinosaur. I've done stop motion, but it was about the planets making love to each other. So
That's right.
Was that what it was? But
anyway, After Effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through tutorials for After Effects and create just a small little project to show that I understand After Effects. Although here's some other options. Shipwright says, Ben, you could give a genuine thanks to somebody once a week since it's the season of thanks. Ooh, that's good.
That's really good.
Jupe says, have you ever tried writing a dream journal? Write down and record your dreams as soon as you wake up. It's good. Jolly Good then says, increase your silly as a goal. Do you think that'd be fun, Cork?
Boy.
There's increase your silly, but Ali over here also suggests my goal be play Viva Pinata.
You haven't played Viva Pinata?
I played it. I gave my old Xbox to my nephews, and so I played it a little bit with them. So I played it a little bit. I might pivot to that genuine thanks one.
Yeah.
But what does that entail? That means like going out of your way to like really just lavish thanks. How would you put this, Cork? What do you think is the best?
I'm thinking putting your hand on someone's shoulder.
Yeah.
Looking at them dead in the eye and expressing your thanks and explain why. Don't just say thank you.
Yeah. So elaborate thanks for multiple people. All right. Hand on shoulder, elaborate thanks. I think that's good. I think that's a better one. I'm going to go with that. Thank you so much for that.
Hey, there's your first one.
Yeah, I love it. Just
You're
heartfelt.
done.
Yeah, there we go. It's perfect. All right, thanks so much, everybody, for watching us live. Again, if you are watching this and you want to set a personal goal for yourself, you can support MinnMax at that $2 tier even, and then jump in the Discord and jump in that BetterQuest channel, and people will guide you in the right direction. Jeff Cork, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to you being over there when we record Extra Life. You're really so you're gonna wake up at like 3 in the morning and head on over?
Absolutely.
What time do you normally wake up anyway?
Normally these days I'm waking up at like 5:30.
Okay.
6.
Okay, so it won't be too outrageous.
I'm getting late.
He froze everybody.
Easy these days.
Oh, okay. It froze in a way where it sounded like you saying, I'm getting laid.
No,
okay.
I definitely did not say that.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Cork, for jumping on the phone, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We appreciate it. Any way to support the show is appreciated as well. And hey, best of luck with your goals, everybody. And until next time.
As we always say.
Hey, Jeff, what's the deal with that AFI film? Like that film that they composed?
I have no idea.
There's still not a way to watch it, right? Because we need to record a new episode of A Fire Inside Out talking about it.
Yeah, we got to get on it.
We got to get on it.
And when is that season 2 of The Twilight Zone coming out?
I know. I'm champing at the bit. Jordan Peele, come on. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.
Bye.